Hi, in this video, I'm going to be doing a comparison between the new Studio app by WordPress.com and local WP. They both do similar things. They both allow you to set up local instances of WordPress onto your computer, but they do have some slight differences. The first one I'm going to open up is Studio, which has, I would say, more limited options. I showed in a previous video how you can uh, start a site and then quickly access things like you can go to uh, the dashboard, and then you could also jump ahead to like the site editor if you wanted to do that. So one thing that is actually, let me just show you this first. You can also open the files in your Finder. And so here you see the typical WordPress installation. You got all the WordPress folders and whatnot. If you wanted to drill down into a plugin or theme, you would want to go into WP content, and you could, if you want to do plugin development, you could create a new folder over here or something like that. You can also open up the WordPress instance in Visual Studio Code if you have that installed. I'm going to click that just to show you what happens. What will happen is Visual Studio will want uh, to verify that you want to open this folder. It's kind of a security feature that it released a couple versions ago. So I'm going to say, yes, I trust the authors. Hopefully they don't have anything malicious in this. And so now you can see that here is the WordPress installation in Visual Studio Code. Close that. And then I can also access it from the terminal. And so it puts me in the directory or folder called demo. I can list that and see everything there. Now, here's something to. So I showed how that works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to local WP. You can see how that works. Let me close some of these other applications so I don't have a bunch of stuff on the screen. Okay, so this is the same. Basically, it did the same thing. I created two sites, one using Studio, one using local WP. One big difference is that local WP allows me to set a domain name. So as you may notice up here that it's showing localhost and then a port number after it. This actually shows me a domain name. So if I open that up, you see that it's showing that, and then it also has where is it? The one-click admin. There we go. And so you can see the demo.local. It also has more options, like as far as the PHP version and some other things like X debugging and stuff. You're also able to go to the database. Um, so this thing called Adminer Evo is kind of like a not so pretty version of PHP MyAdmin. But the thing is that you can use it to say if you're trying to check the options that are saved on the database, or you want to check how many posts there are. You can just click here to select the data, and then you can see what there is. And there's one okay, so there's two major differences uh, that I noticed when I was using Studio, and that is where it takes you for the site folder and also what is available in the site shell. So let me go back over here to Studio and just for refreshing. So I'm going to open this in the Finder, and boom, it opens it up right there. Now, if I go to local WP, I'm going to say, okay, take me to the site folder. And notice that the structure is different. In Studio, it places me in a WordPress installation. This is basically the WordPress instance right here. There's nothing else. However, in local, what it has is that it has some other things. It has like your PHP, MySQL configuration. And to actually access the site, you have to go inside App, Public, and then this is where you find the actual WordPress instance. And there are logs here. I'm guessing those must be server and PHP logs as well. So those are two differences. The other thing is, I'm going to go back to Studio and open up the terminal. Okay, I can see that I am obviously I'm inside the folder, and I'm going to try using the WP CLI. So I'll just type in WP and see what happens. And it says command not found. I'm like, oh, okay, let's try. Um, are you sure it's not working? Now I don't know why exactly, because I'm not particularly sure how it is creating this. But if you go to the local WP, one thing you can do is you can specify a different shell application. So I've got it where it's opening up Hyper, which is like a prettier version of terminal for the Mac. And see right off the bat, you can see that it's got the WP CLI running, it's got Composer running, it's got everything else. So I do ls, it looks exactly, at first it looks the same as over here. But if I type in WP just to see if that's working, and there you go, you've got all your WP CLI commands. So those are some of the differences. There's also in local you can intercept emails using this thing called mail pit. So this is basically like if you needed to test outbound email generation, you could do that here. And this is all local. It's not actually sending out anywhere. So I'm not trying to make a case for, is one better than the other. I think for developers that local is probably the better option. But if you were just trying to create a quick demo site for a client and wanted to quickly share it to WordPress.com and just throw together something really fast, I think Studio is actually a pretty good option. One thing is that the creation of a site is pretty fast. Like I'll just create one right now and count it down. 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5. Okay, so there you go. It took about 5 seconds to load. Now in local WP, I'm going to do, just type in slow, because I know it's going to be slower. but that's all right. It's not, again, never used. Try to avoid using admin, and certainly do not use it as a password on a production site. Um, add site, okay, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that took about 10 seconds. Um, that's not that bad. But anyway, those are the major differences. Some difference with the way the folder's structured, site shell uh, that it comes with, built with more tools. But Studio might be an option. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them for me. Thanks.